So I finally watched Predator Badlands last night, and I understand that I'm a little, as I say, tardy to the party on this one, but I didn't want to go see it in theaters. In fact, you could look at one of my shorts, basically just how I felt about the movie before it even came out, and I'm eating crow. I was wrong, okay? But to be fair, okay, there were like a stack of things that kind of made me like, about it, all right? First of all, this is the third Predator sequel in like what, like 3 years, something like that. It looks like it sort of goes like a lot more into the Predator lore, which historically has been something that, for example, Predators, no, not Predators, The Predator, sorry. Predators was okay because, it kind of like flipped the whole idea of the first film on its head. And this time they're on an alien planet and they have like other shit to face. And they introduced the idea of like these warring factions of Predators. And then they like dive full into that in the fourth one, and that sort of combined with the fact that it was basically a comedy. It's just sort of like, guys, simplicity. When they did Prey, and it's like, okay, now it's a predator in like the Native American times, and he's got like these more like primitive, sort of like almost like a bone looking helmet, and he's got, again, like more primitive weaponry to sort of like match the time and like place that he is in. That's perfect. It's like you could literally build an entire franchise off of this. Just put the Predator in a different setting and allow the Predator to be a Predator. So this whole notion of like, following a predator and learning about the inner workings of their culture and stuff like that. It's sort of like, oh God, who cares? And then of course there's the fact that it was rated PG-13, and it's like, okay, there's no like artistic merit in that. You just did that so that you could open up the box office to a bunch of new people. That's what I thought initially, okay? And the fact that frankly I don't trust Disney and still do not trust Disney. However, I waited for streaming. I watched it last night, and dude, Dan Trachtenberg, that's 3 for 3, man. Pretty damn good. It is 110% unique from all the other films. It really does delve you into the world of the Predator. You see the world through the eyes of the Predator. He's on this planet where just like literally everything is out to kill you, and it adds like a little bit of humanity. You see like into their culture how they're like ruthless, and they're kind of like Spartans. I mean, one would have probably guessed, that like they value the most powerful, and, the runt of the litter is sort of cast aside. But this is told from the perspective of like the runt of the litter, and, how he sort of develops a little bit of humanity, which is something that frankly Disney of late is not that great at. Like, it was one of the biggest problems that I had with Tron Ares, is the fact that like, I complain about Mary Sue's all the time, but frickin' Jared Leto's Ares was a Mary Sue. He was just Mr. Altruistic from the beginning of the movie. There was no evolution where he was built to be a machine of war, and then he like slowly, as he starts to learn more, develops almost like a humanity. They threw all that out the window. So I was actually very pleasantly surprised to see, and especially like an alien character that's always speaking a different language and stuff like that, for me to actually like kind of feel what he's going through, especially from like the opening of the film. Like, it was actually really pretty good. The other thing is, this movie is PG-13, but it is violent, dude. I mean, let's put it this way. If all the blood had been red, it would have been rated R. Absolutely, no doubt. I mean, like, you see it rip like an alien's spine out. You see like beheadings and arm choppings, and there's just predator blood everywhere and alien goo everywhere. Like, it's pretty damn good. I also like the fact that they incorporated. Well, I cautiously liked the fact that they like incorporated the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. I liked Elle Fanning as the android in this film. And I believe played her sister as well. She is a fantastic actress, and she's like straight up adorable in this movie. She's like really funny the entire time. And again, they sort of develop their like little trio of this like animal that they pick up along the way, her and Dak, the predator, and that sort of becomes his little family, because his father's a piece of shit and his brother was the only one that ever vouched for him. And his dad kills his brother like right in the opening of the movie. It's built very well. Like, I actually like the characters. The movie moves, I mean, It's not at a snail's pace, let me tell you that. I mean, once it starts, it just keeps going and going. The special effects are pretty damn good. Again, it was a real risk. They really went out there with an idea that hadn't been done in the franchise before, which is something that, I mean, you rarely see people taking risks today, you know, and this was a risk that, in my opinion, paid off very much. I liked the ginormous power loader at the end of the film, and also, if you listen, I like that you can hear the original sounds from like the I one thing I will say is I was waiting for Elle Fanning's twin to say get away from her, you bitch, or something like that, because that is one thing that has been driving me nuts about like the 20th Century Fox films under Disney. Like, they did it once in Prey where she says, if it bleeds we can kill it, and it's like, I can let that go. But then in Alien Covenant, is that what it was? Whatever the latest Alien movie was, they did like 3 separate references to aliens. And it's like, guys, yes, we get it. You're basing this off of a movie that was actually original 30 years ago and was much better. Stop. Like, let your movie stand on its own 2 feet. But fortunately, she didn't. You know, in fact, I don't think there were any like direct quotes from other movies. I could be mistaken. At least none that like I found to be particularly obnoxious. But yeah, no, it was actually very creative. I was very pleasantly surprised. I was wrong. It was a good movie. Doesn't mean that I trust Disney. Doesn't mean that the next Predator movie that comes out, I'm going to go out to theaters to see it. I'm not. I will wait for streaming. I even had like a little exchange with somebody underneath that previous video. A kind exchange, but they kind of saw where I was coming from a little bit when I said, like, look what Disney did to Star Wars. Star Wars was like this special treat that like you used to wait for, you know. I mean, you'd have to wait like 3 years in between each episode, and then for every trilogy you had to wait like, you know, 10 to 15 years, you know. So it felt like a treat when you got to go and see a Star Wars movie. But now, like, there's Star Wars there's shows, there's this, that, and the other. There's so much expanded lore, and like 80% of it is absolute hot garbage, and now just nobody cares about Star Wars anymore. And I do think that with Disney at the helm, the Alien Predator universe has a very substantial risk of kind of falling into that category. I don't trust them. Disney is going to have to do like a solid decade of like really good films before I'm like, yeah, let's go see the new Disney whatever the hell they've obtained 10 years from now, you know? But yes, Predator Badlands was a good movie. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. Dan Trachtenberg is a genius. I really hope that they kind of, if he's going to continue with the Predator franchise, I hope they let him do his thing and they don't like put the, you know, choke collar too much on him, you know, the corporate bigwigs. I hope that he's able to keep creating as he sees fit, because clearly he has a very brilliant mind, and he's, I mean, so far, again, he's doing right by this franchise. So that's my thoughts. Predator Badlands, what did you guys think about it? Let me know below. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And that's all she wrote.